unconditional pure love will come. You will experience. So that is the starting point of real spirituality. That will lead us to nirvana, mutti, ananda, and all. So first we must unite. All must get united and experience the oneness. There's no difference. All are one. That sort of thing. Saira.
Saira. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else?
Sairam, Suresh.
James.
James. Okay. Last week we talked about, there was one sentence, they say, conscience is the voice of God. Yeah, how do we know the conscience? I suppose we all have to be like, what I call, at least there must be purity, sincerity, and some knowledge and going spiritual. Probably we can understand our conscience a little bit, right? If people who are non-spiritual or, doesn't know the truth or no purity on the body side, I think the conscience is difficult to hear or to what. But here it said conscience is the voice of God. Now, it doesn't mean you can hear the voice of God. It's just that you know that that is the right thing to do. I think most of us can that feeling. Of course, Swami said, silence is where the God speak to you. And these a lot of people also make mistake, think that, oh, I must reach the level of silence where I can hear God's voice. To what I understand is, God only speak to you when there is a need, where there is something that He need you to do, and He has chosen you, probably you are qualified, then probably you only can hear the God's voice. Otherwise, to me, the God's voice can come in books, can come a friend, even there are many forms where God will answer you, not necessarily that you can hear the voice of God. I think Sairam, maybe people can have more sharing about it.
Sairam, brother, just want to inform you, or rather, just want to give an addition to what you just said. See, Swami has said once, the body is like a water bubble. The mind is like a mad monkey. Do not follow either the body or the mind. Follow the conscience. So you just said that there are a lot of people in this world who are mixed up or have gone through life where they've been very adharmic. Therefore, they will pursue things which are illegal, wrong, it's against the law, and brutal. Sometimes they do things which are deceitful. All these are supposed to be unconscionable acts. So what is then conscionable? Conscionable is what is supposed to be right, what is dharmic. If you follow the 5 rules, the 5 gems, and as you recite the Namavali will help you to get the grace of Swami. And the 5 values will come into play because you are conscious of it. And when you want to make a decision, you will realize what is right, what is wrong, and that which is right, dharmic, I mean, is conscience. So we must be very careful that the decision you're going to make has got that, it's glossed with dharma. So last week we discussed how it can be, how can you be so sure about it? And Shri Baba explains, offer your thoughts first. Offer your thoughts first, and then you will be able to use your vairagyam and your viveka. Viveka is discretion, and vairagyam is dispassion, detachment. And when you do that, you will be able to get a thought coming from within, which is the right thing. So I try to give you an example of an instance where the family, the mother and the son were quarreling. You have got two minds now. You can go straight now and give a tight slap to your brother and say, you should show respect to your mother. How can you talk like that? And there will be greater confusion. You're using your mind, you're agitated. Then you want to support your mother, and your brother gets very upset and feels that nobody wants to listen to him. So what do you do in that situation? So the suggestion was we go silent, we sit near them, listen to what they're talking, and you're in your silence, you start talking to Swami, calling Swami, you say your Namavali silently, not loudly, silently within you. And you find that the entire atmosphere changes. Slowly, your brother goes into silence, and your mother is a bit calm. And after a while, everything is okay. So what determined that? How did we come to that kind of a situation? It's because of your presence. And your presence didn't agitate them, neither did it depress them. Rather, it encouraged them to a certain direction that could have been due to your silent prayers. And that silent prayer which you say to yourself is that which is conscionable within you, because you did not take an action which would bring about negative reactions to the entire scenario. So in that way, we have done something very dharmic, very dharmic. So what can transpire in any situation is very difficult to say, but what can be done using Swami's instruments in order to reach your conscience is to do a few things. Number one, trust in Swami, follow Swami. Number two, you will make sure that you are listening or following the four values. This is your sadhana. You are following the four values, not just for one day. You've been doing that all the time. So it becomes naturally to you. And as you do this, your thoughts which comes into you, you offer it to Swami. And if you're not doing that, you can seek Swami's grace by reciting a prayer to Swami like Om Sri Sai Ram. Of course, earnestly. Either way, you will trigger something which is very dharmic. And that dharmic will not be negative, will be positive to the situation. That is directly coming from your conscience. This is what I understand from this book called Love of Conscience, 4 Aspects of Human Nature by Rita Bruce. I attended her seminar. It was conducted here in KL. At that time, I was in Kedah. And I had a personal conversation also with her. And she did tell me, as I read in the Sanatana Sarati, that conscience is God. Conscience is pure thought, which comes from within. And you will know what it is. The only condition which we can put is that you should have continued your prayers, your behavior, your search, your sadhana, your vegetarian, your diet, your sattvic thoughts. This has been going on for some time, So you have been singing bhajans, you have been attending bhajans, you have gone meditation, all these, you have been reciting Namavali, all these will help you to go in line with what is dharmic and how to listen to, how to give a ear to Swami's thought, to Swami's voice, which is the conscience, Swami's voice is not like Swami talking to you. Rather, it is coming from within, like an unseen river which is flowing. In India, if you go to one place, somewhere near somewhere near this place called Triveni Sangam, two rivers can be seen merging. The third river you cannot see, and that is the Saraswati River, which is supposed to be coming from underground and a very dangerous point because there's a whirlpool there. That means there's very strong currents there. Like that, there is a strong current coming from within, pushing this thought to you because you have become very dear to Swami as a result of your good behavior, conduct, following the Sai rules and all that. You're a very nice person, you understand? At that moment, and all the time because of your good nature built by Swami. So you will fine tune and you will reach that. So the explanation is to tell you that voice of God is present in everybody, and it will come if we were to have the right kind of sadhana, which I believe almost all Sai devotees are aware. And it's just a matter of practicing it to become very dear to that right way of connecting with Swami.
Saira.
Saira.
Thank you, brother. Very nice. Excellent.
Can I add one more point for Brother Rama?
Yeah.
I think Brother Rama, what he says is very, very clear and understandable, right? I like to share my experience that in the sense that there's one more thing that is very, very important. Sometimes you're caught in the situation where your livelihood is involved, and then Baba Center also involved, and then you really pray to Swami, But the warning is, it won't come so easy. Probably because it's your karma. I remember when I went through, I waited 2 years before the answer coming. Because I said, you must give me a sign, then I only do it. Otherwise, I cannot. And the 2 years, I suffer a lot. Mentally suffer a lot, to be honest. Because you can't make decision. You go forward, you die. You go back, also you die. Something like that, So I'm just sharing with brother and sister that when you have caught in a very big situation, you continue to pray, although you may suffer, but it might take months or even years. Sairam.
Okay. Thank you, James. Thank you, Brother Rama, and everybody for a nice introduction. So we go on to the satsang, continue the session from last week.
Yeah, group 4 will finish today. Okay, I'm not a host. Can I share screen, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are already a co-host.
You are.
Yeah.
Oh, because
unless you have got
both,
another.
my phone and my.
Oh, I see.
I think, can you make
Okay,
me?
okay. Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Okay, so this is the passage we were discussing. Maybe Brother James, can you help me read this out today?
Okay. Fill the heart with the light of Prema, love. Let every human being remake himself. Let us understand that we live not for money making, not for fulfilling our wants, not for scholarly and intellectual pursuit, but for spiritual development. Effects of karma of the past have to be effaced with karmas backed by Prema. Every karma must have a background of Prema. It is only in this world that the spiritual progress can be made. Annihilation of the ego and dissolutions of the desire can be made here and now. Conquer desire, the little I feeling, vasana, fancies, Vikara's passion, raga attachment, visha aversion. All these have built this world of appearance and illusions. Fill their heart with the light of Prema so that the evil qualities of hate, greed, and conceit find no place therein. In winnowing, the dry outer coverings are separate from the green. So too, you should separate the bad thoughts and emotions from the good and the healthy ones. From this Sankirti day onwards, walk along the flowery path shown by the side. Receive in full size grace and love. Wait.
Sai is your Hridaya Sthai, indweller of the heart. Yeah.
Sorry, you continue my.
Yeah, Sai is the one who blesses your life with peace. Sai is the one who grants your wishes. It is this Sai who is your Thai, mother. Swami says, I gave this paragraph at Shankranti time. So we are at question 3 now. Effects of karmas of the past have to be effaced with karmas backed by Prema. How to ensure that our acts are backed by Prema and not Moha? So Prema is love and Moha is desire. Okay. We heard from Sister Girja's presentation on question 1, how to remake oneself. Then last week, Brother Ramanathan presented question 2, how to remove the chaff. So now in question 3, we shall see how to act so that one has no need to remove chaff nor remake oneself in a future birth. Can we play the clip, Brother Billy? The YouTube clip? Do I need to stop sharing?
Bang, tak balik raya ke? Kejap lagi. Salah apa ni?
Curi.
Curi apa?
Kotak pensel.
Nak saya tolong tak? Okey Puan, nama saya Zahiril. Puan jangan takut. Saya dekat sini nak tolong Puan. Kenapa mencuri? Puan tahu tak, kes Puan ni boleh menyebabkan Puan dipenjara sampai 7 tahun maksima. Ya Arif, saya nak minta tambah masa sikit boleh?
Saya bagi awak masa sampai 3:30 petang sahaja.
Pukul 2:30 saya sampai. Dek, bilik guru kat mana?
Kat sana.
Cikgu Li kat mana? Cikgu Li? Ya. Cikgu Li, saya Zahril. Penggunaan Seksyen 294 Kanun Acara Jenayah. Yang Arif, saya percaya OKT telah pun mengaku bersalah. Jadi untuk hukuman Seksyen 380 yang membawa kepada maksima 7 tahun. Persoalannya sekarang, bolehkah kita pertimbangkan bahawa ini adalah kesalahan pertama bersalah? Ibu bapa mana yang tidak teruja bila anaknya mendapat keputusan yang cemerlang? Yang Arif, untuk kes ini, anak OKT telah mendapat nombor 1 di sekolahnya. Kenapa mencuri?
Saya mencuri untuk ayah saya. Shakti! Why ya? Why so happy?
I got number 1 in school.
Number 1? Number 1 ah? Shakti number 1 ah?
Remember you promised me to buy a pencil
Janji seorang ibu kepada anaknya. Jadi mahu tak mahu, suka atau tak suka, mahkamah perlu pertimbangkan bahawa OKT telah melakukan kesalahan di atas keterpaksaan kerana beliau tidak sanggup menyakiti hati anaknya. Kadang-kadang kita tidak faham perkara yang kecil dan tak penting bagi kita sebenarnya adalah segala-galanya buat orang lain. Tapi ya Arif, biarpun pihak OKT dikenakan hukuman di bawah Seksyen 294, saya percaya masih ada bond-bond yang boleh dikenakan ke atas beliau. Bond yang ini saya cadangkan adalah bond berkelakuan baik, di mana pihak OKT perlu datang ke balai polis untuk menandatangani bond di sana pada setiap bulan. Saya memohon dengan rendah diri, tinggi harapan dan terus memohon sehingga Yang Arif membenarkan Seksyen 294. Sekali lagi saya dengan rendah diri, tinggi harapan memohon Seksyen 294. Saya ingat itu sahajalah kesudahannya.
Tuan Zahril, dah lama saya mencari Tuan. Saya masih ingat lagi ada seorang bijaksana pernah cakap, benda yang kecil dan tak penting untuk kita adalah segalanya untuk orang lain.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So I think most of us would have understood. Are there any foreigners who didn't really understand the clip? I just quickly give you the gist. The
We
lawyer
understand.
can understand. Okay, good.
What's the learning?
Yeah, what's the learning? Let's just discuss the whole thing that we saw. Do we agree that the lawyer Zahril acted without moha? Did he act on was his karma, was his action backed by prema towards human suffering that he saw on that day in court?
Yes, yes.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. And what was the outcome? The boy was so, let me just change this one more. Okay, there it is.
Inspired by him that he.
Exactly, yeah. So the value of love that he showed, in fact, he was friendly with the mother. He showed, the judge was forgiving. There was generosity also shown among all the lawyers who raised the funds. Compassion that he felt first when he saw the mother being taken in, and service. All of these are sub-values of love, and this is the prema that was not backed by moha that we saw in the action of this lawyer Zahril. And it's a true story. This happened 20 years ago, and they made this RHB made it into a Hari Raya advertisement. So it was very very interesting, very nice. It was emotional, and we saw it. And okay, we go to the next one. So let's
Saram, sister, I think
Yeah.
there's one point very important about the lawyer. Not
Yeah.
only him helpful and all that. I think
Yeah.
the way he plead to the judge
uh,
was so
Yeah.
humble.
Humble, and he was almost in
so
tears.
humble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was almost in tears when he was asking her 2-3 times, repeated that let the mother come and sign a bond and not be jailed. And 7 years in jail is such a long time. So let's now discuss what Swami talks about karma, the theory of karma. Karma is an activity which all human beings have to perform until death releases them from this body prison. The life has been given to man to sort out the consequences of the previous karma deliberately done in many past lives, as well as in present life. Man cannot be liberated until and unless he has sorted out and neutralized all effects of past and present karma, bringing the karmic balance to nil. So Swami says many times Kriya, which is a natural activity, is being considered as karma. Kriya is a natural activity which we perform in our day-to-day life without thinking, questioning, or seeking anybody's advice. If you get a nature's call, you would immediately run to the toilet without thinking or consulting anybody. Every morning we get up, brush our teeth, take bath, wear clothes, and go to work, or go to the garden, do some exercise, and many more such acts. These are known as Kriya. They do not bind us to the law of karma. Karma is an action or activity deliberately done with full knowledge and intention of the doer, and also in expectation of certain results in consequences thereof. This kind of karma binds man to the causes and effects of the law of karma. But, Swami says again, the law of karma is not an iron law. By dedication, by purification, which invites benediction, its effects can be modified and its vigor mitigated. So shall we just discuss this point? It's not an iron law. Its effects can be modified and the vigor can be mitigated.
Yeah.
Anything anybody can share on this? It's one of Swami's name we heard in the Namavali, isn't it? Om Sri Sai Karma Dvamsini Namaha. So he's the Karma Dvamsini, and we call him that. Does anybody have an experience or anything? Yeah,
I quite many years ago I read in the newspaper about the writer actually went to the prison, interviewed the prisoner, and he found one thing very, very interesting. He said there are actually people who are prisoner. They did one thing wrong only out of anger, split anger only, just once only. They are in jail already. I think that is very true also, Out of anger, you did one thing that is very drastic, that costs you like the whole life will be gone. Saira.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check. I mean, here Swami says that it is working in an office. We are doing with the expectation of getting salary. So does it call a karma with a consequence?
No, I think that comes under the natural activity. Kriya. I think so. It's an action, of course, but you're doing it.
But we are doing it with a attachment, saying that we will get salary and to take care of the family.
Moha? Yeah, because moha is a different meaning, isn't it? What is your just due? You will receive it. That is understood. But if you have a moha, you'll do negative things even in the workplace, and probably like getting a bribe or whatever, things like that. I think that's where the moha comes in. What is due to you should be is your due, dharmic. It's a consequence of your work, so that's not under this law of karma, I think.
No, but a lot of people, they earn in the share market and all those things. They're also doing work for earning money. So is it moha, or is it a natural work like a kriya?
That is a good question. What, anybody has an answer? Share market playing, I think, is a bit of a gambling, but those who work in the field, I'm not sure how it works.
Saram, To what I know, maybe I'm ignorant, I don't play share, but what we read in the newspaper is this. There are people in the world who are very rich,
Yeah.
but they know how to play share, So they go in, buy very cheap, then they sell at very high price, they make money. They know there's a weakness there. And then the question is whether right or wrong. And that is the very big question mark. They just know the timing, And probably they are the one who make the thing go up, So
manipulate the share and make it go up, you mean?
yes, manipulate. But then law, I think like Singapore, if you are caught like that, something like you go to jail,
Jail, yeah. Here also there's a lot of cases. So that's where the moha has come in, and they are doing something over and beyond their regular activities. It's like it's greed. It's actually greed, and it's also there is definitely a downfall when market can crash, and then you can also be in a lot of trouble. So I think that's where the law of karma and later we come to that. If you are so blessed and you have so much, you need to share it with people who have a little less. So
Sairam, people they give excuse for everything, karma, and they escape. That's not correct. Just ignore the karma and you do what Swami says. Do good and go. When you face the hardship, just you continue doing good. That's how all the karmas will reduce. Just giving excuse, karma, it's karma. There's no end.
No, that's defeatist. Yeah, you're just hiding behind the word.
Yeah, it's not correct. Always saying karma, and it's a people are making use of karma.
Yeah.
No, it's not correct.
What I feel is that, like you see, but during COVID, a lot of containers were stuck, and because ships were not getting cleared. So it so happened that suddenly the shipping prices went up because it's supply and demand. So shipping made a lot of money during the COVID because of supply and demand, because one container which used to be $2,000 or $5,000 was for filling up for 15,000, 30,000, 50,000 like this. So in those scenarios, will it be greed, or will it be you call it as a karma?
It's
what my answer is.
I don't know. Maybe the persons who were making the money were probably blessed due to some good karma of a past life, and therefore they were able to make. But of course, the COVID is a very unusual time in the world, when the whole 2 years and people suffered as well. So
I think it's greed. It's greed. It's not karma. It's greed.
It's a consequence of some good deed also, don't you think? I don't know.
Because they did as per the market, what the market was, and they were getting the profits. So if somebody is getting 5,000, if he's giving 6,000 and something like that, and he's getting the people are ready to buy. So I don't think he's cheating somebody, but yes, his conscience is saying that he should have given it at cheaper rate.
But the formula, I just want to say, the formula that has been prescribed in the Purushashtras is that whatever artha you want to get, whatever wealth you want to get, as long as it is within the dictates of dharma, then you're okay. You've got no problems with that. So if I'm supposed to be a person who is in the share market, and my dharma is to invest in the right manner and bring it more money for the client, I have to do that. I can't say I'm being influenced by greed. I have to use my competency, my understanding of my knowledge, and do my dharma to the best of ability. But the atma, the artha is within the framework of the dharma. Now, the issue here is that if that is the case, so how can it always be dharmic? Is the second part of the Purusharthas, which is what? The karma must always be for moksha. See, that's how the balance takes place. So if we individually have a desire for the final self-realization, then you'll find that the dharmic conscience will be very strong, and it will be then influencing the way in which we get the wealth. So these four things is like a table, is how a table stands is on the four legs. We got dharma, artha, all four is standing on that. Then based on this principle, if you look back at our karma, then if you see that if the action that we are doing should not become binding, if the action that we are doing is binding, then we will continuously be gravitating and creating more and more and more karma. Then that is not correct. But if the action that we are doing is unbinding, that means releases us, then this is the way in order for us to achieve the moksha part of it. But how do we get back to the unbinding? That is where the mechanism is, because if our self is involved in the work, this place, then there will be more and more binding. But if the work that is carried out is done selflessly without anything, then it is a different matter altogether. So when you do the office work, for example, and if you're just doing it, whether with the look salary will come, okay. But if my action is only doing for the purposes of getting a salary, then we are quantifying our work. There are a lot of people do like that. They quantify the work. In fact, some people also ask, the 4 hours seva that we are supposed to do, does it start from the house when we are driving to the seva? So, they have questions been asked like that in the public. So my point is, we are quantifying the work in such a way that I will only do this much because my salary is only this much. You see, we are quantifying like that. Then when you start evaluating and calculating, that will not be right. Whether the salary is coming or not, we are continuously exerting our excellence and we are just doing it. Then only the karma becomes a yoga. See, the whole idea is not to just confine it to karma. It has to evolve to the karma yoga. For yoga, we have to do whatever that we need to do to the best of our ability and dedicate that action towards God. Why? So that we become unbinding. So the formula then comes out like that. Then we can get to the moksha part of it. The desire to liberate. So this is how the formula works collectively like this, is it?
Yeah, Swami ends it by saying, gives a little chinnakada actually. There's an ancient story. The most amazing thing on earth. When once Brahma asked the sage Narada what was the most amazing thing he noticed on earth, Narada replied, "The most amazing thing I saw was this. The dying were weeping over the dead. Those who are themselves nearing death every moment were weeping over those who have died, as if their weeping has any effect, either to revive the dead or to prevent their own death." Brahma asked him to tell yet another. Narada said, "Another amazing thing is, everyone fears the consequences of sin, but goes on sinning nevertheless. Everyone craves for the consequence of punya, meritorious acts, but everyone is reluctant to do any meritorious act." So that was how people don't think of consequences and just continue acting in the world. So when we were in the breakout session in February, when we did discuss this topic, a few of us shared the points of that question. You have love in you, use love selflessly. Moha has a personal agenda, so it doesn't redeem you. So make your moha towards Swami, then it becomes selfless. Purpose of doing karma is to purify consciousness. Consciously prepare yourself for it with love towards all. We achieve that. We don't examine if the recipient is deserving or not. We just give with love. And there are various types of karma that is spoken about. These were some of the points for members in the group shared. So karma of the past effaced by karmas backed by prema, this can be explained in two situations. If the karmas have affected you to promote your well-being, let it be your dharma to share your success with the less fortunate with love and compassion. If you are constrained by hardships, by past karma, let your devotion continue with faith and love to endure the hardship with a simple lifestyle without resorting to adharmic way of life, which would blur your spiritual development. Ensure continuity of faith. Don't despair or give up. Remember, Swami is with us all the time in the journey of life. Devotion to Swami should not be marred by the difficult momentary phases of life. Stay connected with Swami for his continuous darshan, for your courage and self-confidence to be self-reliant. Abide by daily practices of Swami's teachings for good health and self-awareness. Swami has reminded the importance of human birth for the as the vehicle for the journey of life, one's spiritual advancement to reach the highest goal of self-realization. So what are these different types of karma that the Swami has spoken about? These are the three types: Kamya karma, Prayaschitta karma, and Nishiddha karma. So Kamya karma are rituals performed for achievement of specific objectives: seasonal rains, growth of crops, relief from famine, domestic happiness, peace in society, or attaining heaven. So these are some karmas that people do for any of these. Prayaschitta is actually karmas to be done by way of expiation for offenses committed knowingly or unknowingly. These include visits to pilgrimages, satsangs with holy persons, etc. And Nishiddha karma, karma never to be done by a spiritual aspirant. Like a spiritual aspirant has to observe a regulated diet, totally giving up rajasic foods like meat and alcohol. So I just wondered, actually, among all of these, there are, like when we do rituals, there is a sankalpa or a moha, that we a desire for certain things like this growth of crops or relief from famine, this kind of things. That is dharmic moha. So I think it is still backed by prema and it is not considered bad. Expiation also, you do it for the offenses committed unknowingly or unwittingly, which means like you're going on pilgrimages. People go recently. A lot of people have been making the trip to Ayodhya, things like that. Even if you unknowingly, you're still clearing your past backup of past karmic consequences. Satsangs with holy persons, when holy people come into town and you are invited for talks and things, we just go, we attend, we have satsangs with them, join the group. So that helps to mitigate some of the consequences of a past karma that we are having. And this is the most important. The Nishiddha karma is when we have to be very careful. If you're a spiritual aspirant and there's a certain way of life you have to live, and Swami talks about all the things that you have to follow. Okay, I'd like for us to just throw in, state a few everyday activities, karmas, that is done with prema but without moha. Can you just, anybody in the group, just tell what you yourself or what you see as an activity that is done without moha?
Yeah, it's when you go on a road or something, you cross somebody on the road, some pay some money or give some food. I think that is
we
the
don't
real
have
prema.
Correct, yeah. Like that lawyer story just now that we saw. He just out of a spur of compassion, he just took it on and he really worked it until it happened between 11 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. that whole thing. So we saw how it worked out very well in the 20 years after that. Okay, that was one. Anything else?
I don't know whether this is considered or not. As we go for exercise, half an hour, we chant Gayatri, we chant. But then, as Swami said, all mantras, all chanting have power. It will get away the negative thing, balance the world, negative activities,
Yeah.
So we just chant. That's all. And then I believe what Swami said is true. Of course, indirectly, you also improve yourself or maybe family members. But I think sometimes we don't think just chant for it, for purpose of good vibration and energy.
Exactly, because Swami did say that half an hour of chanting in a day not only purifies yourself, it also the atmosphere and people around you. So that's definitely helps to mitigate a past karma. That's true. Yeah. What else?
I just wanted to check in that story that mother stole because she wanted to, I couldn't understand. Mother stole something to give it to the child, isn't it?
Pencil box. Yeah. The
Pencil
boy
box.
was first in class. She took
So
a
it means the
16.
mother's action was can be considered as a moha, I feel, because she wanted it was not a prema.
No,
Because
I mean
if she was
Prema Prema, but she couldn't afford that 16 ringgit thing, so she decided,
no,
you
but
know,
that's
it's
ethically it's a wrong
yeah,
thing. I mean,
it's a wrong thing. Yeah, of course. Stealing is
stealing a wrong thing, and to defend also stealing is also not a very
so
ethical thing.
he went behind the scene to find out why, and then he saw some.
What I feel is that an ethical mother should have consoled the child and say that, don't worry, there are other ways to you can be happy. I feel that way because it is a moha that led her to go to the jail. So it's an unethical way of. Of course, the lawyer did a right thing that he tried to pursue that. But I didn't understand the story, so that's why I didn't comment that time. But I feel that stealing itself is unethical and it should not be.
For stealing a pencil box to go 7 years to jail, so he prevented that, and he helped her to, like, every month she has to go and sign a court document and a good conduct document, and then she was let off. So okay, so
what about this activity? This all of us coming together for the study circle for the past few years.
Yeah, that is satsang with the earlier we mentioned already. It's good satsang. That one there.
Yeah, I know prayashitta karma.
Yeah, prayashitta.
No, yeah, prayashitta.
Yeah.
So
we are all holy persons sharing our knowledge.
This prayashitta karma will be. Is this one karma back? Is it moha or prema?
It's prema. Hopefully, we're not giving wrong information to anybody. So.
No, it's making our understanding more better to
exactly.
To know the good things. So I think it's not, it should be a prema because, and it is evolving us to have more those sort of selfless love. So I think it should be prema.
Sairam, we are having satsang, all this study circle, everything to get transformed. No? Only through unconditioned love you can develop all.
Yes.
Then only you can love or serve or help or hurt. So unconditioned love should be, pure love should be there. For that only you have to work hard. That's why you are doing all this. Bhajan on everything. We experience that. So very sudden.
Yeah.
Sairam, desires also can be good and bad desires. So like we talk about the satsang, we have good desires, to share.
Yes.
So how would we put that under moha?
No, it's
not moha. It's not moha. I don't think
it's a dharmic moha. That's allowed.
Dharmic moha. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sairam, let's share the. Actually, we are organizing the Medicine Retreat at Fraser Hill in June. So I think most of you have received the notice. So the thing is this, when we organize this, because of so many years of retreat, you know the benefit and the power of the retreat. That's why we want to share with other people. But to me, it is just something good you just want to share on it, rather than what I call like just now we said, we reduce our karma and all that. I think I don't think we ever think about karma and all that. It's just that you feel very happy that you have learned now so many years, you have seen so many guru how they organize, and then you want to do it for our side brother and sister.
That's the prema patla, brother. So you're having prema to share this. You don't have any moha. You're that's a good thing basically. You're not desiring a outcome from it, except sharing the knowledge. So that's good.
But just want to add one thing, doing his work is never easy.
Yeah, of course.
a lot, there's a lot of obstacles.
A lot of, yeah. Yeah, true. Okay, so who, the question here is, in daily life, who do you meet who does this kind of prema without moha? Would you say a parent doing an action of loving care for their child?
Definitely, Sairam, Sister Tara,
Tara, yeah.
is the mother's love, the
Yeah.
wife's love for the family. Every chores that they do,
Yeah,
they're doing it out of love without moha.
Correct, yeah.
No, but there are instances that mothers, they love I mean, so much that it teaches wrong things.
Spoils
so
the
that is
child.
also spoil the child. So we should be careful about that. Every love of mother is not selfless, because sometimes tell us, oh, go and grab, that is yours. Why you go? I mean, they teach something wrong also, some mothers. So it should not be always.
So this one, I'm sharing a story that was a mother's love, actually, that an outstanding example of what a mother's love is. It took 3 yugas for the avatar to come back and give us the real meaning, and what an apt story to commemorate the recent Mother's Day. I'm talking about the love of Mother Kaikeyi for Lord Rama. Here, the mother sacrificed her name, fame, and her most loved entity, Rama himself. We think that Kaikeyi asked Rama to go to the forest, but Swami says that in fact it was Rama himself who asked Kaikeyi, who told Kaikeyi to send him off to the forest a few weeks earlier. Mother, if you love me, and I know you love me the most, help me carry out my divine mission. For this you have to take on the ignominy for the rest of your life. Are you ready to do this? And she simply said, yes, I will. In fact, Swami says no parent today ever names their child after Kaikeyi, which is very true. So I think that's the kind of love one must have. The ultimate sacrifice she made, where her name is always linked, Mantara and hers are linked together as the worst people. In even until now, nobody names the child Kaikeyi. So, but it was her love for Rama that actually the whole story revolves around that.
Yeah, thank you, Sister Tara. I've been thinking for years why, Kaki is not evil and then he sent off Rama. I didn't know the actual story until today,
Swami
I
tells the
couldn't figure
story.
out until now you share the story, then now I understand why.
Rama himself
Rama instructed her.
Instructed her, yeah. And she
But,
very quickly agreed to that, yeah.
But why I read that, I mean, when the mantra poisoned her
Poisoned the
ears,
mind. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she said, no, Rama is my son, and I mean, I heard the story that when Rama was small, how Kaushalya when he used to cry, and Kaushalya used to give it to Kaikeyi because she will sleep with Kaikeyi. So with that much of love, Kaikeyi was trying to rebuke Manthara that no, I cannot take this boon, but somehow she was poisoned, and I mean, that love for Bharat overpowered. And then she asked these boons from Dashratha. That's what I heard, but maybe Swami has
Yeah, but
corrected.
basically that was something that was conveniently, she had the 2 boons, and so she decided to use it at a time when Rama required her help. Of course, Manthara coming in and that whole poisoning the mind, it's also part of the whole Maya that took place there. So, I mean, I took it from Radio Sai in study circles, where they talked about this whole scene. True Shishya acting on a guru's order also will come under karma backed by Prema. Guru Bhakti naturally leads to desire for Guru Seva. So it takes great purity, patience, sensitivity, and refinement to become fit to serve your Guru and his wishes. So we have to be humble, we have to be rid of impatience and overconfidence, and gradually the seeker will be pointed in the right direction where you can do the best Guru Seva. So
So I think that story, the previous story,
yeah.
you really look at, I mean, the previous slide. See, the thing is, I think this one, he's got the mother, anguished mother, then the father was also disturbed. The son is going to the forest, son also. So the whole story, but you see, what takes precedence is in this story, what takes precedence is a very powerful thing, because ultimately everybody is conforming to the ideal of fulfilling the divine mission. So that is what ultimately it is. So in other words, how we should interpret the story is that every one of us can be born and we got our own story because of our own karma. We have to do our work. I have to, all that. Those are the normal kind of karmas that we need to go through. But if we plug into his mission, that we are here for that divine mission, that takes precedence over everything else. Then you will find a balance coming through, peace, serenity, sanctity, all naturally will follow like the coach, because the engine is his mission, you see. So the whole story of the Ramayana is Sri Rama, because he has to go to the forest. That is what he has been designated, and a lot of things happened as a result of that visit to the forest. So I think this is how we should interpret it, because everything is, okay, what's the message to me? Okay, this one, so what is that got to do with me? You see, we got to reflect like that. Otherwise, it will just be a story, and we are sitting here witnessing the story, witnessing that aspect. Because you know why? Because moha, that the art, dharma, artha, kama, the desire must always be desiring moksha. When the desire is going towards that thing, interpretations of everything should be going towards that direction. See, that's how to get the karma unbinding. Otherwise, our karmas will keep on binding us, because we have to interact, we have to do. So how to make it unbinding is to make the real ultimate desire for wanting liberation. So this is how to interpret everything that happens or everything that we witness as to what is the message for me, how can I unbind my karma, how can I move towards liberation. That's it. This is the three formula. If you keep this three formula, I think then we'll be forever, the right path.
Yeah, so there's one person who had a lot of moha but was able to transcend it and make good use of the moha. We're going to use a shishya who proved to be Swami's ideal shishya. He had moha, which was converted to prema without moha. Let's see how this works. Guru Bhakti at one time naturally leads to desire for doing Guru Seva. Moha poses a problem only when we get attached to things. So here the example of, we might have heard from various lifestyle coaches, life coaches and all who tell about holding a glass of water. It might be a beautiful crystal glass of water that you're holding. And if you hold it up for a certain length of time, you drink it and you put it down, you don't feel the pain of holding. If you keep on holding on to the glass for even just more than a minute, because of the beauty and elegance of the glass, there's still no problem. But as the minute turns into hours and finally into a day, this man's arms will start aching, become numb and sore, and he's still holding onto the glass out of attachment. He starts complaining about his arm aching and he pleads for a massage or treatment from the doctor, when actual ailment is actually in the mind, unwilling to put down the glass out of attachment. Moha can also make you forget the purpose of life itself. So we don't realize that the fundamental issue arises when we hold on to too many things. So this is the instance related to the life of Mr. Victor Kanu. He was an exemplary devotee of Swami. And he was, at one time, he was the High Commissioner of Sierra Leone to the UK, to Norway, to Sweden. And later he retired and lived in London with his wife. He was a Sai devotee. He ran some EHV training programs and all, and he was living quietly. The couple had met Swami in 1970, early 70s. And Suddenly, out of the blue, during an interview in July 1989, Swami suddenly told him, "Victor, go to Zambia and spread my message of love there. Build a school." He was dumbfounded and thought, Zambia is a strange country. I've just been there once. His wife was more flabbergasted than him, so she just blurted out to Swami, "Where do we get the money from?" Bhagavan spontaneously responded, "Sell your house." And Baba said, "Sell your house and use that money to buy the school. And if that's not enough, borrow money from the bank." And you know what they did without even batting an eyelid? They immediately went back to London, sold everything. So this is where the moha, he had actually acquired a lot of things during his life as a high commissioner and as a moving in high society and all that. He had a lot of things. So they sold off everything: house, land, buildings, pots, pans, curtains, crystals, everything they sold. Soon they moved to Zambia and started the school, which is now being hailed as the Miracle School of Zambia. It was in a place called Ndola, and all the dropouts of the standard 7 exams who failed the exams were taken into the Satyasai Secondary School. And by the time they sat the 10th standard exams, they excelled. Not just excelled, they topped the nation. Whole of Zambia, they were top. Some of them were the top students, and they used to get 100% pass. So in 1994, I think they got that Best Miracle School and Best School Award and all that. So it is a fantastic thing about how a couple who had a life of moha, which they converted immediately just because the Guru said. He sublimated his attachment for things into such an exalted state. This shows how you can really convert moha or attachment into something supreme. One person who, that's right. So that's a picture of the school in Zambia where that's the children and all the high achievers. I don't know what's happening. I think he passed away in 2011. After that, I don't know how the school is doing now.
Yeah, it's not doing that well, but it's okay. I mean, it's managing. I think there was some problem with the finance also. So.
Oh, okay. Swami also gives an example similar to that glass story. He said he picks up a handkerchief in the discourse table and says, "How long can I hold this handkerchief?" It's not the handkerchief that's holding on to you. You are holding on to it. After some time, you develop a pain in the shoulder, go to the doctor, get it treated, and try different ways to alleviate this suffering. While the solution is simple, just drop the handkerchief. The moment you drop it, your hand is free and the pain is gone. So holding on to things is what causes all our suffering. So in conclusion, to love is to follow. If you love me, follow every single thing that I have taught you. That is true love. See no evil, see what is good. Hear no evil, hear what is good. Talk no evil, talk what is good. Think no evil, think what is good. These are all sayings that we have heard. Every action at the present time is bound to have a reaction, resound, and reflection in the future. And it works in a circle. Swami says, to implicitly follow his teachings, you sow thoughts and reap actions. You sow actions and reap habits. You sow habits and reap character. You sow character and you reap a fortune. Thus, fortune depends on character. Character, it goes this way and then it goes backwards as well. Fortune depends on character. Character depends on habits. Habits depend on actions. And actions depend on thought. It all comes back to thoughts. And in the ultimate analysis, thoughts shape one's future as well as fortune. So in that paragraph also here, Swami, that last sentence, Swami talks about, let me just go back, about managing your thoughts. So basically it all comes down to thoughts where moha and prema, think first before you act. So that's what I think Swami is trying to tell us with this one. So we're done. We can discuss these two sayings. What is a good thought?
Just want to bring back the point where Brother Manoj talked about COVID shipping time, the price went up so many times, whether it's right or wrong. But there was a true story about one earthquake in Japan not many years ago. I think it was earthquake, right? So a lot of people suffer and then they lost everything and all that, So there, early morning, there's one old auntie who sells some, some kueh or some dessert, And there are a long line of people, very fast they will sell because people lost everything, But the thing is, that situation, a lot of people will take advantage and make money. But this auntie sold exactly the same price, never increased, So the reporter actually interviewed this lady and asked, why you never increase the price? She said one thing, she said, people are really suffering, So how can I increase my price? Although it's actually a fortune to make, but she actually don't want. Now, this is one story. The other story is same as Manu said, COVID. The injection cost so much for US, and then they sell only to certain countries who can put higher price and all that, And those poor countries, they don't sell,
They
So
can't make.
I mean, the world, our conscious mentality is not the right thing to do. When people are suffering, you're supposed to help. I think India, China did a lot of help where they give free for them and all that,
Yeah.
So I think that decision, is similar to what Manu said, where people take advantage of it. But if it is too much, I think it's greed already. But if it's reasonable, I think okay. Sairam.
Yeah, I think Brother James is correct because, see, if somebody is making very good money, means somebody is becoming poorer by the same amount because money cannot just grow like that. So I feel that if a person who was earning with $6,000 with the shipping rate, if he's getting more, it means he wants to make more profit than his living he's running the company. So what I feel that even if they earn the money, if they think that our actual earning is 6,000 money, and if they earn 40,000, 50,000, they should use that money for helping the others. I think they will mitigate the karma. And why I'm saying is because it so happens that it changes the mentality. With so much money coming, you will try to throw money here and there, and finally you are getting attached to the money. So I think in a dharmic way will be that whatever your earning is, what you feel you are earning your living, and say with a salary or business, you should not excess money, you should use it either some for rainy days or some for all those things, but at the same time you should spend it for the people, because the money you has taken from somebody has paid that money, and that person has become poorer by that much.
Yeah.
And I was told that Rockefeller, the richest man, though he has so much money, but he will still drive the same old model car and live a small house. So that I was really impressed that the richest man of the world, and he's maintaining that sort of lifestyle, means he has not, as per his business, he's making money, but at the same time, he's not changing mentality that he should live the way he was living years before when he was not that rich. So that is what the dharmic way of living should be, that we should be considerate towards other. And if we have earned, it's okay, you have earned with the market, with everything, but that money you should use it for helping others from where you have taken the money. I think that should be the right way, a dharmic way of earning money. I feel it, Saira.
Just another sharing. You can there are country laws and all that. One example is opening a casino. So the big boss make a lot of money casino, but there are a lot of people also suicide because of gambling habit. So there is also a bad karma effect coming back. And of course the casino boss will also do a lot of charity and all that. So sometimes we debate and question we balance out or not. But what I know is this, according to karma, how he said, whatever good you do, I give you. Whatever bad you do, you also have to bear the consequences. So the job that we are doing, the occupation that we are doing, or our career that is doing, it's important that we choose the right one. But definitely, I think gambling is not the proper one.
No, gambling is bad. Yeah. It's all moha without any prema in it.
Yeah, Sairam. That's why in Buddhism, the Buddha said, right livelihood, do the right thing. And actually, Swami says it is not possible for anyone to abstain from action or karma because action is the basis of life. And Swami says, do the karma, but do not go after the fruit. And it means surrender our doership to God, and no consequences of the karma, whether good or bad, will affect us, right?
Yeah.
Swami said this, yeah.
True.
Sairam.
Sairam.
One more point that Swami mentioned in one of the discourse. There are some people also say, listen, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything negative. It's okay, that's all, I don't want to do anything negative. Here in this quotation, Baba said, this is echoing another teaching that Swami said. It is not enough that we don't do anything negative, but we must also yearn to go towards positivity. So see no evil, see what is good. Hear no evil, hear what is good. It's two. We can just say see no evil and leave it as it is, isn't it? But we can keep on saying no evil. But if we must have a system in ourselves to see what is good, and then our mind and thoughts must continue to strive towards positivity. If not, the negativity can come back again. It is not that it will remain, because the world of illusion is very strong. And if we are not immunizing ourselves with the positivity, we can get influenced very easily also. So the effort must be towards positivity.
Yeah, not just to not see, but also to look for what is good, positive. Yeah, that's true.
So in everything, for example, if somebody is saying this person is bad, that person is bad, this okay. So in that bad caricature of the character, what is it that you can see good in this individual? So that eyes that searches for that good is what that makes the whole thing, is it? That because Baba said, out of drishti, then only you can create srishti. So this is what it is. So it's a very powerful way to live, because you continue to look only at the positive things, like what the Buddha, that the dog, all the master, the story that the Buddha was, everybody was coming, and then the dog, or the master, don't let us not cross this dog, it is dead. Let us not cross this dog, it is so smelly. Or look at the worms, it is already infesting. Look at that, some parts of it has already been bitten. Then Buddha said, yes, but look at the white teeth. I mean, look at the teeth, it is still white. Come, let's cross. So he looked at the white teeth and saw whiteness, the rest of them. So like that, the continuous search in ourselves to see what is positive is a very powerful spiritual quality. That's what I think this entire, this particular thing is there, because that is the way to liberation also. Because if you're on all the time looking at that, then even when you want to give an idea, if you give constructive criticism, that's very good. Okay, this should not be like this, but maybe we can do it this way. Then it's improving the system, is it? Okay, I just want to also say about the previous slide, I think.
This one?
Yeah. Okay, this is about, okay. So this is a very powerful thing, and the glass also is there. We've got to keep on thinking about these things very strongly. Some of us have got some thoughts that we keep in our mind, and we cannot get it out, We just keep it there for a very long time. Somebody did something, and that's it. We keep on thinking about it, keep on being worried about it, keep on anxiety about it. So these things are the ones that actually causes the diseases in our body, because we're holding on to a lot of things. And this is converted as energy, and this energy creates matter, which is the form of a disease. So very important for us to make sure that less luggage, easy travel. Don't keep too many. Don't keep things at all inside, and just live very happily and joyously like that. Otherwise, we'll carry a lot of things, lot of thoughts, lot of worries, and we won't be feeling free. We should be feeling all the time free from any of these thoughts. And the best way to do that is keep your mind all the time focused. We have to keep our mind always focused on his mission. So, okay, you have to do this, Bhagavan. Okay. So if you want to have a worry, then worry about his mission. If you want to have an anxiety that, oh, this has not been done. If you are like that. So turn this whole thing into the Swami's mission, as what Sri Rama's just now we did. Then you'll find that our life also gets sanctified, world also gets improved. You also have a happy time. That's it. That's how the spiritual life is all about. And then no need to worry about anything else, because while you're focusing, your system will start giving you, I must become detached. I need to become. So it will give you the impetus, because we are moving towards selflessness, isn't it? So while the selflessness is going towards, then we transcend the physical, mental, intellectual. We are now connecting to the Atma. The Atma then will be able to auto-guide us through our challenges. So this handkerchief thing is a very important. And Swami always speaks about this and talks about the handkerchief in many other situations, but this is about letting go, just dropping the handkerchief, just letting it go.
Letting go of the moha and which created the thought in the first place. So actually bring it all back to thought, isn't it?
Bring it back to because it's binding thought, liberating thought. You see, in life, there are only two things we need to worry. Number one, is it a binding thought? Number two, is it a liberating thought? That's all. In fact, we had one sadhana camp, we had 10 statements there, and we examined whether that statement is a liberating thought or is it giving me a binding thought. Someone did something to me. Why he did like this? How come he did like that? It's binding me because I'm keep on. You see, that thought is binding. But somebody did something to me. Then I say, okay, it did happen. Okay, doesn't matter. Then maybe he must be angry at that moment. He shouted. It's okay. But that gives me a liberating thought. See, everything that happens to us, we can respond it whether is liberating or binding, liberating or binding, liberating. And we can turn everything like that into positivity. So if we do that, then we are moving towards this. You see, we keep on saying moha, 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 but moha shaya. Moha shaya is moksha. Moksha comes from two words, moha shaya. Shaya means destruction. So unless we destroy the moha, we cannot get the liberation. So it's not about in other words, you see, if you look at it very properly, we already experiencing moksha. We already have moksha. But then why is it that we are not experiencing it? Because we got the moha. So every desire, every identity, everything that we are living, so it's all giving me an identity. So what should I do? I should shaya that. That means destroy that. I cannot destroy that. Why can't you destroy that? Because it is this that is giving me sustenance. So the only way I can destroy this is when I have my thoughts for a higher plane of consciousness, which is the mission work, Guru Seva. If I dedicate like that, I see, because Baba gave one example there, only by dedication. You see that part of the liberation, there's one statement that Baba said, only by dedication. So I dedicate myself to the teacher. I find that my system is now becoming more controlled and regulated. That is the mechanism, I think, that Swami is trying to, using all these examples, he's trying to bring us to this realization of this. And this must be many people, moksha, yeah, that's there. We take it very lightly, but actually that is the compass. This Purusharthas, that is 4 legs of the table, is the compass. If we lose this compass, however hard we'll be traveling in the desert, but we can never reach our destination. But if we have the compass, this 4 compass, whatever we do, is this liberating or binding? Is it taking me to what my final destination is? If I keep on asking that question, I don't have to worry. My artha, whatever wealth I'm coming, must be dharmic. Otherwise, I accumulate my karma. See, it's all cycle. It all comes back. So if I keep on going in this cycle, I very seldom can deviate. It'll just keep on going towards the right direction. So what is before this slide? There's one more slide.
The glass.
The glass, yeah, that's the weight that we carry. But I like the way this is a very beautiful, very nicely done, the way the more using Victor Kanu's story to give a very good example of this Moha converted to Prema. Really, this is very nice. And in his stories, really very, very inspiring, very, very inspiring, and very, I mean, who, you see, we see from a distance, Swami said, sell the house. And I mean, okay, let's assuming that he told us, I mean, okay, Swami, you go and start. Can you imagine? Okay, look at the look at it from a devotee's perspective. You go there, and at that time, Swami's thing, and okay, now it's famous, but at that time when it's all blossoming, it's difficult for them firstly to see Swami. Then for him, okay, fine. Then okay, more and more acquaintances. Okay, but I want you to start a school in Zambia. Okay, Swami, that's nice. Have money, you sell your house. Now can you imagine? They come back.
If you don't have enough, go borrow from a bank.
Correct. And then and by the way, Uncle Banda told me. Uncle Banda is also one of the school directors. But passed away recently. Som Banda, he recently passed. He was a Region 8 Scotland coordinator. So we were all there for 1.5 years. We were always with him. So he narrated all the stories. So he was saying that when Smita Kanu was told this, he came back home and he told his friends that where are you going? He said, we are selling all these things. For what? To collect money. Okay, where are you going? To Zambia. To start what? To start school. So it seems they told him, have you gone mad? Is there something wrong with you? Who told you this? He said, Sai Baba. Who is Sai Baba? What's wrong with you? And then they were totally, everybody was against this idea. And everybody was, because he was holding position, big luxurious bungalow, I mean, it was really tough decision, it's not easy. But for that to give up all that and go to and okay, if it is Zambia, you can be in Lusaka in the forest, the city area. They asked him to open in the forest, not open in the forest, in the deep-ended forest, And can you imagine? And then, and the best part of the whole thing is when they opened the forest, when he went to the forest, somebody said, why you came to this site and to open the school? He said, no, Swami told to open in the forest. Hey, there's no water here. Water you can never get for very long. And how are you going to get supply of water? This place is dry. So he took Victor Kanu and his wife went to Puttaparthi, got interview. Then Swami, the place has no water. And then Swami said, show the map. Then he took the map and showed the entire school ground. Baba used his small finger. And pointed at a point in the map. He said, dig the water here. He said. So they returned back and they dug the water. The water came out from that particular place, and that is how the school got the water. Then came the problem of the gangsters. That was all gangsters, all crime and thieves and all that kind of people. Then Baba said, okay, go and advertise everywhere in the town that only dropouts should come into the school. Only dropouts from other schools are admitted in this school. So the gangsters' children all started to come into the school, and the gangsters and the thieves and all became great support of this particular school. And as what Tara said, finally it became a miracle school where all the children got transformed. But it's a story of, it's an amazing, it can be made into a movie, man, that whole story. Yeah? So which is very rightly said, Moha converted to Prema is so beautifully conveyed. Sorry.
On top of that, they face a lot of problems. I heard the story that it was a Christian area, and to have a Sai Baba name is really troublesome for them to start. And Victor Kanu's wife was telling that one day 2 people came for admission, elderly people. So she asked, okay, who is the student? That man points to other man. He said, he's a student. I said, he's a student. She said, yeah. So yeah, that man said, yes, he's a student. So that man has grown up very, very tall and very hefty, and he wants to be, because he was a drug addict or something like that, very bad name. So anyway, they took all the children to the admission, and but how to convert them? So what they did was that in the prayer room every day they started having bhajans. And this bhajan, because she knew that African people love to dance and sing. So she said that every day she will have the bhajans, and that what transformed these children to sober down their mental agitations. And it so happened that one day I think these Christian missionaries have reported that there's some cult is forming here or something like that. So the police and ministers, they came and they started to investigate. And they said that after spending so much of money, and if the school gets closed, where we will go? That's what the feeling initially they got. So Mr. Kanu, his wife, they went to the prayer room and started praying, Swami, you are there to save us, tell us what we should do. It so happened that the minister or somebody came and they said, who asked you to open the school? All the interrogations took place. And after that, that man was so impressed by their dedication that they sold their money and their house and all the way they have brought this school to bring up the poor children. The minister said, we want people like you to open more such schools so that we can bring up all the bad children to a good quality children. So that was Swami's miracle, which she told us when we were there in Puttaparthi. So I mean, it's amazing Swami's miracle that has happened, and of course the school results made it a very, very big miracle that all the students they passed with good numbers, and that is how the school became very famous and called a miracle school. Saira.
And then the couple, when they were attacked, when they were really attacked in the schools because of this, that's what Brother Manoj said about Christian missionary. The couple came to see Swami. The wife came to see Swami. Swami called the wife, and Swami, we are not able to be safe because we are already, people are, they're attacking us and all that. He said, Swami's exact dialogue. Janu, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I can change night into day or day into night. Do you want to see me do this now? Do you want to see me do this now? Not a hair will be affected. Go back, do what my work is. That's exactly what he did, and then went back. And then all the attacks all started to cease, and the school came up. So like that, the mission work. The whole idea is that we have to, all of us must have a dream, a vision, and then fulfill that vision in whatever small ways that we can have, and then be part of this journey. Because all of us are the blessed souls that have contemporary of our Lord, at the same time chosen to do this work. So this is our most blessed and privileged to do. We have come to the last part, so we have finished this. Thank you, Sister Tara, for a very, very nice, inspiring session. So next week, what we do is we'll send the Shivaratri study circle to all of you, and then we'll put there the session, what you need to cover. And so when we come back the following week, we will do the Shivaratri. Shivaratri finished in February. See, now we are starting this. We will come back. Thank you, Sister. Thank you, everybody. So till we meet again, Saira.
Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam, and thank you everyone.
Sairam.
Ram, thank you. Good night.
Sairam.